Hello! Today I'm in a volcano. That's never good, but that's irrelevant. I actually have something very cool to show you today. So if I come over here and I smash this power up, you've gained the throw power up, and I'm going to get some spam. So I've got some spam, and basically this is the throw power up. So if I go into F5 and I'll show you how this works. So if I come over here and I press T and I press the N, that's north, then I will throw a melon, okay? So this works on all the axes. Whoops. If I press east, throw a melon over there. If I press west, throw a melon over there. And if I press south, I throw a melon over here. So the goal here is to basically throw some melons into this big evil statue's face. Mouth rather. So to do that, what you have to do is position yourself correctly and try to throw them in the mouth. So let's try that. So if I press south, there we go. Try again. You see up there, there's a counter. Try south again. There we go. And once more. And we get a lovely little bridge that we can cross. And die. Damn it. Now, over my time, I have seen a lot of these kinds of concepts. Someone will claim they have made some kind of magic system or something like that in vanilla Minecraft, but they all run into this issue that I'm about to explain. And what that issue is basically these kinds of magical effects or something, whatever you want to call them, only work at controlled points. So if I am stood on the big red X and I press a button or something, then my magical effects will work and it will be lovely. But the thing is, these don't actually work in open world environments, so I couldn't just be running around Minecraft and have these magical effects. They only work at set controlled points, like I explained. But this doesn't actually have that restriction, and the reason this doesn't have that restriction is because this is actually player relative spawning. This has to do with player relative spawning, which is something that we've needed in the game for quite some time. So don't get me wrong, this isn't perfect, but it is the first form of player relative spawning, so I'm obviously going to be quite excited about it. So you've obviously noticed the spam, and the thing that the spam is actually the TellRaw command, which is a new command in one of the snapshots. But basically this is what allows for player relative spawning. To put it simply, what the TellRaw command is doing is continuously posting that message in my chat box. So the interesting thing with TellRaw is that it can actually be edited so that the text is interactive. So if I press N, what that's going to do is that's actually going to run a command. It's going to run the summon command, which is going to summon a falling melon block with a certain motion. And likewise, if I come over here, then I can press the button again and it will actually spawn it. But like I said before, this is actually spawning stuff relative to me. So it's not at a set location. I can move over here and it will still work fine and dandy. So there are a few limitations with this. First of all, the button is actually can only actually run one command at a time, okay? So if I click that, click S on all these, it can only actually run one at a time. It can't run 10 by clicking one button, and that's a little bit annoying. The bigger issue is that there is a limit to how big the command can be. So don't misunderstand, this isn't the commands aren't actually being run by a command block. The TellRaw command is, but the commands themselves aren't. They're being run by me, because basically what these little buttons are shortcuts. So if I press N, okay, and I press up to show you the previous command I've used, that's the command I just used, but it was compressed into that little N. So the problem here is command blocks actually have a 32,000 character limit, which is fine. You can put a lot of stuff into that. But a player, I believe, only still has the 250 character limit. So what that means is I can actually only type so much. So I could probably get to the limit here. You see, I'm typing, but it won't do anything more. So there is a limit to how much you can actually put in the chat. And because of that, you can't have... You don't have too much flexibility with what you can spawn, so you can't spawn, you know, a big tower of mobs relative to you at the moment. But I'm hoping that either gets resolved or we actually get an actual proper player relative spawning command or something. But for the time being, this is really, really fantastic, and I look forward to seeing what people come up with this, because it's really, really cool.